So if it sounds like rain in the background, it's because it is. It is raining again in Houston, Texas, randomly. All right. So wanted to get on here today and talk about some general overview and tips in regards to supplementation, and just the popular supplements. So not going through a whole bunch of nerd words and ingredients and datas and graphs and all that shit. All right. So just talking real practical life shit. A few punchlines, moving on. So this video is for fitness beginners, young athletes, old athletes shit, who may not be familiar with supplements, and just some general key principles and bullet points about the popular supplements. All right, so we'll start off with the most popular, which is going to be protein powder. The first thing you need to know about protein powder is that it does not replace food. So if you are using a protein powder, you know that you still need to maintain a well-balanced diet, well-balanced nutrition base or nutrient profile. So whatever you need to do to figure that out, Google is a big help. Figure out what you need, type that shit in, do some cross-referencing, ask some people who are following a specific eating plan to figure out what's best for you. They have a lot of celebrity diets online and stuff like that. So, you know, you can type in like a Michael B. Jordan diet or The Rock diet or fucking Miley Cyrus diet. I mean, whatever you want to do. They got a bunch of different guides out there that can steer you in the right direction. But when it comes to protein powder, it does help with recovery. It does help with replenishment of muscle and muscle growth, but it does not replace. Okay, so it's a supplement. Supplements do not replace what the body needs from natural resources, which are going to be your food, hydration, rest, and recovery. So protein powder is great. They make a bunch of different protein powders. We're not going to get into what's the best and not the best. That'll be another video. But they do make whey protein powder. And if you are lactose intolerant, or you are very aware of vegan, gluten-free, or if you're following like a vegan or gluten-free type situation, they do make vegan protein powders and plant-based protein powders as well, which studies, or some studies, have shown for those to be a little bit easier on your stomach, especially if you're lactose intolerant. You can mix most protein powders with water, almond milk, regular milk, which will be super thick. Some people create shakes with their protein powder. So if you got a blender, you can throw some ice in there. Some people use like sugar-free ice cream and shit like that to make a shake. And of course, that depends on your goals. If you're trying to gain weight or something like that, you can add peanut butter and honey and all kind of shit. But protein powder does help with muscle recovery. It can help with energy if it does have a significant amount of carbs, or you can add other carbohydrate supplements to your protein powder. Another popular supplement for people starting off, or people question about, is creatine. So creatine, and the most popular form of creatine is creatine monohydrate. Now, the very attractive thing about creatine monohydrate is that it is publicized to increase size, increase strength, increase recovery. And the other popular thing too for people starting off is that you can get that shit for pretty cheap. You can get a big ass thing of creatine monohydrate for like $10. So it is very tempting for a beginner to go to the store. They want to start their fitness journey, or they're a young athlete and they want to start training serious. It is very attractive to buy, very enticing to buy a huge thing of creatine monohydrate. Now, creatine monohydrate, it does help, or it can help, because not everybody, it doesn't help everybody, but it can help you increase your strength, increase your recovery time, help you retain more water, which will, you know, help with blood flow in some cases, and then help you to build more muscle. So if you're going to use creatine monohydrate, turn this damn alarm off. So if you're going to use creatine monohydrate, just make sure that you go through the proper recommended loading phase, which would be 20 grams a day for the first 4 or 5 days. So that would mean you're probably taking anywhere from 3 to 5 grams a day of creatine with your meals, or gapped out in the day for those first 4 or 5 days. And then after that, they have a maintenance phase of 5 grams. Some people take, depending on who you are, your body type, your goals, some people continue to take, I've known guys to take anywhere up to, 10 grams a day moving forward. It's debatable whether or not you need to cycle off of creatine. There are some professionals out there that tell you you don't need to cycle off of creatine. Not going to get into that. Just make sure that you're using creatine in moderation when you're first starting off, for sure. So if you're brand new to creatine, don't be taking 5 scoops of creatine a day. Don't be taking 20 grams of creatine a day after the loading phase moving forward. So make sure you keep it at the minimum. The minimal amount of supplementation you can put in your body in general is going to be better for you anyway. So once again, you want it to help, aid, or maybe even amplify what you're doing in your normal diet, but you don't want to think of it as replacing the things that you should be doing in regards to keeping a healthy and strong nutrient foundation. Some other things you need to know about creatine is that it will require a heavier amount of water intake to make sure that everything is kind of staying neutralized and that you're reaping the full benefits of the creatine monohydrate. And another thing too, I say water, but water is what you need to be drinking after and between you take, and in between of you taking your creatine monohydrate. But one thing that some beginners don't know about creatine monohydrate is that it needs to be rushed into your bloodstream in order for you to reap the benefits. So the worst thing you can do is mix your creatine monohydrate in a bottle of water or a shaker cup full of water and think it's gonna work. It ain't gonna do shit. So you need something with a sweetener or some type of sugar content or carbohydrate content so that it can latch on, so the creatine can latch on to that carbohydrate content and then rush into your bloodstream so you can even begin the benefits of the creatine monohydrate. So I say all that shit to say, when you take your creatine monohydrate, it's really good practice to mix it into your pre-workout supplement. You can mix it into your Gatorade or mix it into some type of juice of your choice. So you can mix that shit into, apple juice, grape juice. I probably wouldn't do orange juice just because of the acidic level of orange juice. That shit may fuck up your stomach, or you may feel like you got heartburn or something like that if you do it. But make sure that you're using your creatine monohydrate with some type of carbohydrate and sweeter type of liquid substance so that it can rush into the bloodstream and absorb better. And then from there, you make sure you keep your water intake up. And the last supplement that I'll go over today, which is very popular, are multivitamins. So not as intense, but once again, it is used, or it is meant to be a supplement. If you can find a liquid multivitamin, that would be wonderful. If you cannot find one, they do make some pretty credible or reputable multivitamins out there. I know GNC makes a pretty good one. Herbalife makes a pretty good one. They got some other companies too that make really good multivitamins. Once again, do your research on all of these things before you buy them. Make sure that the label is credible. Make sure that they do have some Google reviews. They do have a website. All of the normal checklist items that you would look for when you're buying anything or looking to move forward with any purchase, right? So do your research with that. Another rule of thumb when it comes to supplements is that most of them, and I think I may have mentioned this already, I'm not sure, but most of them are not going to be FDA approved. So with any supplement you take, you're taking a chance on that supplement. So make sure that you do your part in knowing exactly what that supplement should be doing, what it should be doing for you as it pertains to your goals. And if you know anybody that's taking the supplement, ask somebody in real life what the supplement has done for them, how it tastes, how it feels, some of the benefits or improvements they've seen, so that you know exactly what it could do for you. And then keep note of what it's doing for you when you do actually take it. And if you feel some type of way, make sure, you look that up. If you are, feeling like your stomach may be hurting you, or you may feel overly dehydrated or something like that after you take it, or you feel dizzy or sick or whatever. So you may need to schedule a doctor's appointment if you go through those types of things. Hopefully you won't, knock on wood. All right. Trying to think if I can give y'all another more popular supplement that people usually ask me about. And right now I can't think of any. So instead of holding y'all, I'm gonna wrap the video up and hope this helped some people. Hope this kind of gave a general overview of 3 really popular supplements that people usually ask about. If y'all have any additional questions, feel free to reach out. I know sometimes I miss, verbatim information on these videos just because I'm trying to give a really quick overview and not trying to make videos, 20, 30 fucking minutes. This video is already over 10 minutes. So I'll see y'all later. Peace.